If you guys could share my channel with your friends, help me get to that 100 subscribers so that I can get a custom URL instead of this gibberish, I would greatly appreciate it. Um, I'm also working on a logo for I Break Stuff, and I want to get some stickers that I can send out to people. Maybe have a little contest. Um, Maybe make some T-shirts. I don't know. We'll see where that goes. Um, but that's pretty much it. I wanted to get you guys to share my channel. If you're not already subscribing, you see this video. I appreciate it if you sub, like. Feel free to comment. I'm going to try to do this a little more often now. A little slow right this time of year, so I'm gonna be able to get some more content up. I also have some plans to do some fifth scale RC stuff. Um, I want to. I know this weekend I'm going out uh, to a friend of mine's house down in southwestern Virginia in Bristol. He's a FFL manufacturer, which means he can buy, trade, sell, or manufacture suppressors, machine guns, rifles, you name it. So he's got a couple of machine guns down there. Um, I already stocked up on some ammo. I'm gonna take a trip this Sunday. Have a little fun, blow off a little steam, burn some gunpowder, and sling some lead. So that I want to get on YouTube, but mostly I'm gonna be doing RC stuff, the same stuff I've always done. I want to up my game a little bit, do some crazy stuff. Like I mentioned in a previous video, I want to link up with Bodagel in Long Island, New York. Maybe meet up with him for some bash events in his hometown. Um, Go from there, hang out, do whatever. Um, so that's that. Like I said, I just want to promote my channel, get my content out, have some fun in the process. And like I said, I may end up doing some kind of merch with some shirts or something. Obviously, all proceeds are gonna help with the channel because this is not a cheap hobby. Um, Not that I need that much help, but it would help my wife out a little bit if I could say all this money I'm spending on RC, I'm getting some of it back through T-shirt sales or whatever it may be. But mostly, I want to do that stuff as giveaways, just to thank you guys for being subscribers and viewers and watching my videos. So real quick, I wanted to go through my man cave. Used to be my man cave. My wife has moved in. Have my gaming computer here. Excuse the mess. Um, in the middle of kind of renovating this whole room. So my wife wanted a computer. She plays a silly little game for kids, which I don't understand, but she likes it. So I built her a gaming computer. Had some old parts laying around. Um, I'm a little bit into outdoors, so I have a few fishing rods. I believe there's 30 rods there. Oh, excuse me, cat. Have sorry, have about 30 couple rods in this rack, and I made both of these racks myself. They seem to work pretty well. I didn't have any place for them where I could easily access them, so I ended up rearranging the room. This table used to be over in the corner, which didn't really work that well anyway because it's my reloading bench. This is where I make ammo when I can get to the tabletop. Again, like I said, I'm rearranging this whole room. Got my air compressor, and I need to get a flexible cable because a flexible air hose because this ain't working as it is. But yeah, so take a quick peek over here. I got some reloading dies, got some primers, got some brass for AR 223 ammo, bunch of tools and parts for the press. Um, that's some PVC from a chicken feeder that I made. Got my powder scale. I got this powder measure, which I use for matched brass. I shoot long range precision. Um, can't see it, but there is a case trimmer. Use to trim cases. When I do my match brass, every piece of brass gets the identical treatment. Everything is exactly the same length. I actually sort the brass into 50-piece lots, um, and everything is weighed, and each lot has the same weight within, you know, point 1 or 2 grains, which is the weight, the measurement we use to measure gunpowder. Um, so yeah, I've got tools everywhere. This is my progressive press. This is a pretty bad little mamma jamma. Every time you pull the handle, plate turns and a new bullet falls out of the press. Right now it's set up for doing 40 caliber pistol ammo because I ran out. So I loaded about 1,000 rounds of that last go round. And right beside that I have a workbench. This is where I do a lot of the work I can do indoors anyway. I used to keep some stuff in here. Gunsmith tools, punches, hammer, block. This is all gun cleaning or maintenance. There's a few parts. AR buffer spring in there. Got another drawer where I've been keeping, small electronic or handheld tools, that sort of thing. Got some storage up above. I got some RC paint, some force cycle oil for some reason. Oh, I got a pressure washer from the landfill. Someone said it didn't work and left it there. So I took it and ended up finding a pebble in the valve body for the compressor, for the where pressurizes the water. Got my Lucas assembly lube. Use that. Big engines or small, either one. Stuff works great. I've got some 100K diff fluid, some 50K diff fluid, 32.5 shock oil, 37.5 shock oil. Now I've got some gun cleaning stuff up there. Alright, got this big storage cabinet right here. This used to be in my room where I used to keep all my clothes when I was younger. But right now it is holding a couple of airplanes, E-flite Timber airplanes. Got wings, and I've also got floats because that airplane can fly on land or on water. So got floats. I've never flew it on water. Don't really have water. Well, there's lakes around, but not for me. In the closet, got stuff in the floor. Paint gun. In the closet, I've got some other stuff. Got toolbox. Air tools, a big socket set. I've got random assortment of junk. I've got my plier drawer, which is empty for some reason. I don't know where any of my pliers are. Actually, I do. I have another big Husky container outside that's just got some tools in it because my tractor's out there if I'm working, and I've got a coke forge for blacksmithing, an anvil, so I've got some stuff out there too. I've got some sockets. I really don't even use these. Oh lordy, dropped my phone. So this is kind of sad. These are Mac. A set of Mac sockets, another set of Mac sockets. There's a set of Snap-on sockets laying around here somewhere, and I rarely ever use them. I bought them when I was a welder and a fabricator and a machinist, and I used to use them a lot then. But now here at home, usually if I'm using sockets, it's going to be outside, and I actually use. Let me show you. Had some somewhere. These Cobalt sets. Now this is a Torx box of Torx bits. Same idea, same principle. These I get this little set of sockets. This one for 1/4-inch drive, but the 3/8 drive sockets, which is what you generally use, I think I usually find them on sale for like $15 for a whole set with a socket wrench, extension, and a universal joint. So that's a good deal. Like I said, it's easy to take in and out. Where was I? Sockets. Got a drawer with some other random Allen bits, some wrenches, All this is kind of a mess. Like I said, I just rearranged. There's one of the socket sets. Usually $19. Sometimes I'll see them for like $14.95. When I do, I pick them up. I've probably got 8 of these because I have a gravel driveway, and sometimes you drop this stuff or drop it in the yard in the grass. You never see it again. So I've got some partial kits, some full kits. Right now I've just got junk laying up here. Got this is actually this toolbox. Let me explain this. This is not a huge toolbox. I don't know if you can see the depth on that toolbox. It's not very deep. I don't even have a tape measure handy, but it's not very deep. You know, if you can see my hand, it's about as deep as my hand. But it is a Kennedy box. I don't remember exactly, but this top box cost me several $100s. It's specifically for machinists. And they are not cheap. They're good boxes. This box is old. I bought this box in 2002. The fall of 2002. So it's been around a little while. I lost the middle box. I don't even know where it's at. Again, it's got some tools. Some of these drawers are empty. Some miscellaneous plumbing when I used to work on cars. Some ARP bolts. Hey, look, that is probably some Conrod bearings. Got an old machinist deburring tool there, another punch, some other random miscellaneous parts. I got a few taps, some drill bits, yeah, just random stuff. Also in the closet, I've got some more storage, mostly junk. I've got three bows down there. Like I said, I'm outdoors. I like to hunt. And most of this closet is fishing related. I have a lot of fishing tackle. When my dad passed away, I inherited all of his tackle on top of what I had. I've got an extreme tumbler. This I use for reloading. It has a big, I want to say about a 1.5 gallon pot that goes in it. Got a lid that bolts on. But it has stainless steel pins inside. Rotates the pins, actually clean brass, and we'll take brass that looks like, I don't even know if I have any old brass. I just boxed up about 1,500 pieces of AR brass. Let's see what we have. It'll take old brass that's been fired. Looks like that. And you end up with new brass. Let's see if I can get one of these bad boys out of here. New shiny brass. It looks like that. Oh, I didn't even show you what's in this cabinet, did I? So, I've got gunpowder, various gunpowder. Some of it's old. Some of it's old. I buy some of it. The stuff I use often. 8-pound jugs. Those things go for, I don't even have a price on it, $100 and some worth of gunpowder there. And I should have, yep, there's another 8-pound jug. Those are 2 powders I use a lot. This case is all ammo for my match gun. 308. That is empty brass. Let's find one that's not been fired. 308 ammo. This is next level stuff. Perfect. All perfect ammo. And shoot out to 1,000 yards or more. Got a drawer full of books. This is an interesting drawer. So in this drawer, we have some Airfloat charcoal, some potassium nitrate. Now, there's another big bag of that somewhere else in the house. We've got some fuse, some bentonite clay, some sulfur, and some dextrin. So you mix potassium nitrate with powdered sugar or any sugar, you get rocket fuel, rocket candy. So I make rocket engines. You add charcoal and sulfur to that, and you have black powder. You know? Any questions? Yeah. Fishing, back in here. Fishing stuff. I've got fishing tackle. More fishing tackle than a lot of tackle stores. All categorized boxes of everything. Boxes of hooks. Got some wax and dry that I use for brass. Got some more random crap up here. I dumped a bag because I needed a bag the other day. And then, you know, my gun belt. Some random stuff. Come out here. This shelf. This little white cabinet. Now, this was my pride and joy, but I just redid the Losi AT, as you can tell from the pile of stuff everywhere. Where I had to cut the shock out of there because the screw was stripped and wouldn't pull. That's a trigger spring. Why is that there? That's for a AR, I believe. AR-15 trigger spring. Parts. Oh, I got you here. We can. I was talking about this in my earlier video. At this diff cup. Let's see if I can find a pointing utensil. So, in this diff cup, and if you've got an 8T 4.0 Truggy, you know what I'm talking about. But your cross pins right here are supposed to line up with this slot, that slot, that slot, and that slot. So you can see the carnage inside of there. It's nowhere close to line up. I'm gonna have to take a Dremel probably and cut the sides out so I can get the pins, so I can get the gear in the bottom. And really all I need out of this is the outdrive. I have new gears. I mean, none of this is bad, I doubt. All these gears look fine. But I really just need the outdrive because I didn't order a new outdrive. And I probably need that bearing. I've got new bearings coming too, so I don't really care. Alright, so you seen that? I've got GoPro. This is the Hero 5 Session GoPro. It's a little small one. So it can go on RCs and stuff if I wanted to. I actually put this thing on an E-Flight Timber. Was flying around probably, I don't know, it was in the air. It was way in the air. And I had it attached to the battery door. Well, the battery door came off. The GoPro fell. Survived. Thank goodness. Was that. Back to this white cabinet. So this was my pride and joy. I had parts galore for the 8T 4.0 Truggy. I've got my old body. It's all stickered up. It's the damage I was talking about previously. Again, I've got to reorganize this. I've got this fin, this wing. Nothing wrong with it. It was, the holes were a little loose. It's not a crack, it was just some oil. The holes were a little loose on it, so when I rebuilt, I put a new one on. I've got some crappy fuel filters. They're for a weed eater or something. Next level stuff right here, boy. If you're doing electric and you're doing splicing, you got to have shrink tube. By the way, any splicing I do, I don't use any butt connectors. It's all solder joints. It's the only way to go when you splice an electrical wire. We've got a spare filter. That's how I roll. Ain't nobody got time to clean foam filters all the time. So I buy packs of them. I've got a spare filter set, so the one that's on the truck gets dirty wherever it's at. It's got the outerwear on it. But if the filter gets this is dirty, clean, I haven't even ran it. It's got a new filter on it. I can pull the outerwear off, rinse it out, blow it off with the air hose. throw it over the new filter, and good to go on that. Screwed up. Actually, I was desperate. I was out of glow plugs for the Losi, for the TNS Modified 28.8, and go to my hobby store. They don't carry much Losi. They're just now starting to carry some Losi trucks, but you want Losi parts, especially Nova Rossi parts. Not gonna find it there. They deal mainly in Traxxas and some of those other brands. Anyway, I picked up some ProTech glow plugs. They worked. My tune was 100 times different than before. Matter of fact, I'm gonna have to retune the truck. When I did that, it was my impression that once you use Nova Rossi glow plugs, you can use nothing else. So I ended up ordering a new head button because this one's seen better days, and I had threaded the ProTech glow plug in while I was waiting on my Nova Rossi to come in. It was actually what I was running in the snow video. I did the snow video. Bearing set, Mini 8T. That's a funny story. We'll talk about that when I get there. I know I said this was going to be a quick video. It's turned into a long video. Random parts. Again, I went to my local hobby store and wanted some on-road tires for the 8T 4.0 truggy. And the guy was like, this is the only thing that's got that hex and that hub size or that hole size. I was like, screw it, I'll try it. Did not work. The TNS Modified 28.8 made way too much power for these little crappy tires. So I've got these. If I ever get a buggy, I would be able to put them on a buggy. Do work. Got some lead weights in here because running my old antique, that thing doesn't weigh anything, and even with the little 0.15 engine, that thing will do nothing but pop wheelies. So I usually load the front end up with lead weights. I've got the little piece go on your wings. That's for the new wing out there. I haven't put it on. I don't know why I have these tires. They do not fit my truck, I don't believe. But I have them, and I just hang on to stuff like that. This is the 8T 4.0 bin, and apparently arrows attachments. We got some spare Nova Rossi exhaust gaskets in there. I've got a 41032 pipe, which I put on the truggy occasionally. I've got spare parts, some hubs. They're plastic. These are actually takeoffs because I put the aluminum hubs on the 4.0 truggy. I've got all my old parts. The plastic top brace. I've got spare diff housing. This is the front brace, which I replaced with aluminum. I've got wheels. What do they call these? Starter wheels for the bump box. And I've got several. These are the shock guide bushings going into your shocks. I've got several shock shafts because I've bent a few shock shafts. And I went through this today actually because I told you I had a bent shock shaft. And I've got 3, but they're all rear shafts. Every one of them. And that's how I got it right there. Put my name on the package. Put my name on the part. What's up? Za. That's what. Photogel. Za. I've got a bunch of empty packs because I've been ravaging this bin during the rebuild process. I use a lot of screws. I get a bunch of these. I like to replace these often. I mean, they don't cost anything. Rusty. I didn't have enough to replace them all today. Axle boot set. That's empty. Should throw that away. That's the part I'm actually waiting on to finish the drive line. We've got some spare sway bars, steering brackets, whatever the hell they're called. Another shock shaft, more hardware. I have a problem with the Losi hardware. No matter what I do, these things always end up, the head strips out. They're made out of cheap metal, and they're not hardened, and the head strips out of these all the time. So I usually try to keep a bunch of hardware, screws, sort of thing. This is one you should have in your arsenal. Extra drive pins. Just go around and bend a drive pin. Another rear shock shaft. Some junk. Shit wouldn't go nowhere near my truck. And like I said, just some random parts. Some 540 by 316 set screws. I believe those were, I don't recall exactly. They might be in the out drives. I'm not sure. Random crap. Some more set screws. 832 by 1/8. I know that some of them go in the hub. Hold the hub pin. This is antique drawer. Look at that. The bitch still lights up. Old as dirt. Still lights up. Haven't even used it in years. Can't tell you when the last time I used it. I've got spur gears because I eat a bunch of spur gears in that truck. I've got some, I guess these are shims or washers. Yep. Washers, shims. Little E-clips, body clips. Again, drive pins, going to axles, a pin for something. We've got, axles, bulkhead mount. We got the old Easy Start motor, piece of shit. Another old Easy Start, piece of shit. Traxxas receiver, piece of shit. And I don't remember what these were for, but there's something. We got a spare. Is that one broken? No, spare skid plate. Some RPM ball ends that don't fit. There's a RPM AR. Some of the right ball ends. No random crap. Got my little drone. Little Spidex. Piece of crap, fun to play with. I've got another drone outside, and I lost one in a pond. Got body I painted for my antique truck, which I'll show you. And I gotta be careful. I don't want to show you too much here. What's that? Spectrum DX2E. I don't fuck with Spectrum, but this little guy looks familiar, doesn't it? Looks like an 8T, but it's a dirty E word. Motor's fried. Motor's locked up on it. I can't, it won't turn at all. Motor seized. I put 3S battery in it. Still running the Spectrum receiver. I'm probably going to put that on eBay and buy a Futaba receiver to put in this bad boy when I redo it. It's not a huge project. It's fun. I play with it downtime at work. That's the only reason I have this, because I bought it on sale. It's dirt cheap. It's small, so I can just throw it in the work truck, and if I got a break, or I got a 3 to 5 appointment and they're not gonna be home till 3 and it's 2 o'clock, I'll pull this bitch out in the parking lot and let her rip, tater chip. Antique truck. This is an old Traxxas Nitro Stampede. Still runs. I've got the receiver out of it. I don't know why. I don't know where the receiver is, and I'd like to know, because those Futaba receivers are not cheap. I've redone this. These things came, you saw it in the in the drawer probably. The old battery packs. Got a nickel metal halide in there. Look at that splice. Zah! Soldered. Shrink wrap. Weatherproof. This pipe has seen better days, but this truck has lasted for years and years and years. And it's still run. Original motor. The only thing I have problems with a lot are these plastic spur gears. Eat them up. The truck is lightweight, and it's actually a modified motor. Let's see if I can turn it around. It is the Pro 1.5 TRX Pro 1.5, but I pulled the sleeve out of this, port matched it. This pipe, this thing is torquey little bitch. You know, the gearing that's in it, it ain't super fast, but it will pull the wheels off the ground every time. This has got aluminum rear hubs, plastics in the front. Moving on, moving on. All right. So I want to show you this. Another reloading press. That's what I use for my match ammo. Perfect ammo on that. No moving parts. It just goes up and down. Doesn't turn, doesn't do anything fancy. One single process, one single pull of the handle. But perfect ammo. Got some of this shit. Says it's 30%. Doesn't have the oil percentage on it, but I think it's low. I think it's somewhere in the neighborhood of 7. Might not even be that high. Shit just sits back there. I actually will run that in that car sometimes. Sometimes. And I usually add castor oil to it. Voltage already knows. Dropping everything. Byron, Gen 2. Any questions? Race 3000, 30%. Nitromethane, 11%. Lubrication. Good shit. That's all I use. That's all the low CCs. Actually, I lied. I put VP somewhere around this room. There's a bottle of VP fuel. I put in the Losi. Ran through this Novarosi modified Rex. Oh, shit, I'm showing you too much. The Rex Legend, beat up. It's got some scars. But I like it. It builds character, and the motor runs like champ. I run the man. I've done polished and sanded this thing down so many times. I'll say it was a 9808. Hell, I don't know. It's a normal pipe. Anyway, moving on. Zah! Big old piece of shit. That's what that is right there. This is inherited from someone else. And don't know what it is, but the idiot put Rovin tires on it. It's got the wrong size hex. So the tires don't even fit the hex. But it's a fifth scale. Came with, he didn't know what he had, an OBR motor. A nice OBR motor, which I have never been able to get to run. It's in parts. It was missing some parts. Some parts were broken. You know the drill. But I do have a fifth scale. This is how much this guy knew about RCs. A Losi and a factory servo. What this is, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is a Red Cat Dune Runner. I'm almost certain of it. A Red Cat Dune Runner. It's in pieces. It's missing some shit up front. Some parts. What the hell is what? Ah! Wait, that's a Spectrum. I thought, I may be mistaken, I thought I had my Futaba receiver out to test servos on this guy. Anyhow, there's neither here nor there. I'm not doing shit with that. That's for somebody else. He never wants to buy parts, so he's going to sit here until he buys parts. That's it. That's it, guys. You see my little room? Got some bullets. This is how I get down. Don't fuck around and buy a box of 100 bullets. Ain't nobody got time for that. Buy them in cases. 175 grain. Tipped Sierra Match King. That is good shit. I haven't ran my match rifle since I switched to them. I have ran a bunch of these, which are also 175 grain Sierra Match Kings. 500. I buy these 1,000 at a time. There's another 500 over there. I buy pistol bullets, usually 2,000 at a time. And I've got some other crap. I've got these Lapua bullets that I bought, never used. Never used many of them. And these bitches were not cheap. Not cheap at all. So that's that. Any questions? That's my room. Oh, if you guys into organization, I just picked this guy up for organizing. I haven't had time to mess with it much. I've used it for a couple of labels. It is a label maker. Takes batteries. That's the label tape. Takes batteries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 batteries. So it's battery powered. You make the labels with an app on your cell phone, and it prints to this wirelessly. I got it because I work for Comcast. I install cable, and I thought about using it for that, but no, I'm going to use it for organizing. Just for this room. I said I'm still in the process of working on the room, so got a little bit more to do. I need more storage. My deer are holding fishing rods. Deer's holding fishing rods. He's going fishing. He's going to catch him some fish. Deer don't eat fish. Speaking of animals, I was on the way home just yesterday. I was on my way home. Game warden in the road. 2 cars parked in the middle of the street. Blocking the whole road. Didn't know what the hell was going on. Finally, game warden moved, let me through. Black bear. 1/4 mile down the road from my house. Real shit. Real shit. Live in the country, baby. It's always better in the country. I guess I better pick that up. Next level. P-Mags. 40 rounds. 223. We got 2 more projects I'll show you before I end this here video. It's hard to do with one hand. We got this one. The AR. Stripped lower. Matched. Stripped upper. This is Defiance. Defiance Action. They make some of the best rifle actions money can buy. Defiance. Look them up. If you're into guns, check out Defiance. They do bolt action. They're known for their bolt action rifle actions. They're beautiful. They're perfect. This is a match set. When I got this, retail for $6.85, I believe. Paid $0. I won it at a shooting competition in Florida, along with that bad boy. The stage winner. When was that? 2014. Probably about the last time I shot competition. I need to get back into it. I had kids in 2015, in January and in December of 2015. So, 2 babies. Haven't really had a whole lot of time for shooting. So that's one project. Here's another project. I don't want to get in too much trouble, but if you know anything about guns, safe, fire, fun mode. You notice both of these have fun mode on them. They are not drilled with a third pin yet, but I am in the process of obtaining my FFL manufacturer license. And boy, let me tell you, when I do, this is getting a third hole, getting a little mill work done on the inside, and this is going to be a fun gun. Punisher, fitting for a fun gun. Punisher. This is my pride and joy. This one's getting built. I've actually ordered parts. I've got one complete rifle kit with a complete upper, lower parts kit, furniture. It's got another stock, grip, all that. I actually had all that. This gun was done, not the upper. The lower was complete, and I had an upper on it, an arrow upper, a Geissele or Gesell, however you want to say it. Super 3-gun trigger, which is fast. I can fire this bitch and it sounds like a full auto, but it's semi-auto. Alright, so I had all those parts. My wife, who's never been a gun lover, would never even shoot guns, as a matter of fact. A couple of her co-workers decided they were going to go to the shooting range and shoot some pistols. My wife said, I want to learn to shoot. So we took the pistols, we took the AR outdoor range, put the scope on it for her, and she was a natural. Banging a steel plate at $150 all day long. AR. Well, after that trip, she decided this was no longer my AR, this was her AR, and if I wanted one, I needed to get another one. So I said, hell no, you're not getting my Defiance receiver. She went out and bought her own receiver with a unicorn on it, and I moved all my parts from here to her gun, and I haven't had an AR since. So anyway, the upper that's coming from Palmetto State Armory, the upper and the lower kit is all going on her lower receiver, and I'm bringing my arrow upper back with my furniture, my $300 trigger, my parts kit. Done. 2 rifles. This one, I already told you, is going to be a fun gun. Sorry, crashed. I'm back. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm getting tired. It's late. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. M16 parts kit, next level. Comes with auto sear, whole 9, ready to go. Waiting on an FFL license. Got that. Alright guys, I'll wrap it up. You guys have a good night or good day if you're going to watch this tomorrow. Just to recap, looking for subscribers. I need to get to 100 so I can get that custom URL going. Do some other stuff. Tell you what, I'm working on getting somebody to make a logo for me right now. So if I get to 100 subscribers, I don't know. I'm gonna pick 5 people and I'll send you a sticker. So